Tell us what you want to say.
Good morning. Thank you for attending the Board of Works Public Safety meeting on Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. A note for the record, we do have a quorum. Would you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Are there any petitions or comments by citizens who are present? Seeing none, we will move on to the approval of the agenda.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda to add consent agenda number 4A, board to consider replat of crossing lot number 1, and to add a new item, number 15, board to approve amendment number 1 to Jack Laurie Group Service Agreement for the Forest Park Inn, and approve the rest of the agenda as presented.
Second.
Very good. There is a motion and a second for the amended agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. This morning, we have a RFPQ, which is a request for proposal quote opening, Finch Creek Park Phase 2 Activation Project. Jonathan Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. Martin, members of the board. Good to see you this morning. We have received one RFPQ, or one response to our request for proposals and qualifications. It comes to us from Card and Associates. And I will just check to make sure it's in order. This does appear to have the information that we requested, and so this will be submitted to the selection, or I request that this be submitted to the selection committee for review and award at a future meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We also this morning have a bid opening, Embrace Downtown, Phase 1. Jonathan.
Thank you again, board. We've received 3 bids prior to the start of this meeting, and I should have said on the last one, I'm sorry. Is there anyone present who knows of any other RFPQs we should have received on the Finch Creek project? Seeing none, no need to go back and do that. Moving on to the next one, we've received 3 bids for the Embrace Downtown Phase 1 project. The first is from E&B Paving in Fishers. They have acknowledged receipt of the addenda. Their bid bond is present. Their non-collusion affidavit is present. Their E-Verify affidavit is present. Their Form 96 is present. Their total base bid is $6,957,688.51. That's 6,957,688.51. I will look in just a minute. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Madam President. There was also an alternate bid for alley work, and their alternate bid is $168,217.20. That's 168,217.20. And it does appear they have provided financial information as well. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Our next bid is from Morphe Construction in Indianapolis. Morphe has acknowledged receipt of the addenda. Their bid bond is present. Their non-collusion affidavit is present. Their E-Verify affidavit is present. Their Form 96 is present, as are financial statements. Their base bid is $6,690,000. That's 6,690,000. Their alternate bid for the alley work is $197,000. That's 197,000. Our next bid is from William Charles Construction in Rockford, Illinois. They have acknowledged receipt of the addenda. Their bid bond is present. Their non-collusion affidavit is present. Their E-Verify affidavit is present. Their Form 96 is present, and they have provided financial statements. Their total base bid is $6,211,365.00. That's 6,211,365. And their alternate bid for the alley work is $134,476. That's 134,476. Is there anyone present who knows of any other bids that we should have received? Seeing none, I would recommend this be provided to the engineering department for their review and award at a future meeting.
So moved.
Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Engineering department or street, has anybody worked with William Charles Construction before? Okay, very good, excellent. At this time, I want to thank all the bidders for their interest in Noblesville, and you're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, or you can leave at this time. Moving on to the consent agenda, is there a motion to approve as amended with the addition of 4A?
So moved.
Motion
Second.
and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We'll move on to new items for discussion. Item 1, Board to consider Fire Department meet and confer agreement. Matt Light.
Thank you, members of the board. Matt Light, Deputy Mayor, pleased to have the opportunity to present to you the meet and confer agreement between the city and the firefighters union. You'll note that only the fire agreement is on this cycle. We just had a meeting with the police union representatives yesterday and getting close to finalizing the process with them, and expect to have that to you shortly at the next meeting. This cycle this year was a little bit unusual in significant part because of Senate Bill 1 impacts, which affected our revenue forecast significantly, and the target that we established back in May for increases to our ongoing spending in the 2026 city budget. We had a game plan that we had developed kind of up until about September in that regard, when we received some surprising news relative to the state's max levy appeal process, something that we've qualified for 4 or 5 years straight, and has been a significant way that we've been able to add personnel in both the police and fire contexts and make compensation adjustments. And we expected that we would have some ability to do that this year, even with the other constraints from Senate Bill 1. Once we found out that surprising news, which was specific to the other counties in the state's growth in their assessed valuation compared to Noblesville's, we went back to identify a modest amount of funds that we could dedicate toward public safety personnel this year. And we did that through what's been approved by the City Council in changing the acquisition of some SCBA respirator masks and packs, and to do it in a lump sum payment instead of paying it off over 5 years, so we saved some interest there. Using that allocation of funds that we were able to free up, we worked with the police and fire unions to try to identify what their highest priority was to make an adjustment, again, in a modest way. And the fire union selected a change to their pay period, something that they've been working on, and for a couple of years to change from a 28-day pay period, which is their current approach, to a 14-day pay period. One of the main things that does is it has a pay smoothing effect on the 28-day pay period. Depending on how your shifts fall on the calendar, you can work either 4, 5, or 6. And so your paychecks can ebb and flow a fair amount, and creates some challenges from a predictability and budgeting perspective for our firefighters and their families. So they were interested in moving to that 14-day pay period, which doesn't completely make it the same each time, but provides for more smoothing across the year. That also has the effect, the pension base for police and firefighters is significant in terms of the benefits that they get upon retirement, as well as competitiveness among departments. So that also has the effect of increasing slightly the pension base for the firefighters. So those are the main pieces that are reflected in this agreement. There's also some cleanup in it that you've seen in the red lines in several places, including on the minimum staffing, which was actually a change that was made a couple of years ago, I believe, Chief, with the SAFER grant. We have an MOU that reflects that. It's just being added to the lengthy meet and confer agreement to show, based on the number of stations, apparatus, and personnel, what the minimum staffing numbers are for each day. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
And we went from a 2-year agreement to a 1-year.
We did. Yep. Thank you for noting that. We did, with the uncertainty created by Senate Bill 1. We've had 2-year agreements for the last 2 cycles, but we thought with what we're working through with the Senate Bill 1 impacts, it made more sense to have a 1-year agreement and then revisit next year.
Anybody have any questions or discussion?
Move for approval of the fire department meet and confer agreement.
Second.
Motion a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Matt. On to item 2, board consider approval of the 2026 Animal Services Agreement with the Humane Society for Hamilton County. Assistant Chief Eric Cunningham.
Good morning, Board.
Morning.
Before you is an agreement for animal services with the Humane Society for Hamilton County for the 2026 calendar year. This agreement provides for care for animals delivered by officers and relinquished by residents of Noblesville, and covers care for the first 10 days at the facility. It is substantially similar to agreements in past years. The budget accounts for 981 animals anticipated for the city of Noblesville, and is about a 2.6% increase in our services agreement from last year. And I'd be happy to answer any questions from the board.
Any discussion?
Move to approve the 2026 Animal Services Agreement with the Humane Society for Hamilton County.
Second.
Motion a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Eric. Item 3, board to consider approval of interlocal agreement with Hamilton Boone County Drug Task Force. Deputy Chief Corey Everhart.
Corey Everhart, Deputy Chief. Good morning.
Good morning.
Presenting a proposal for us to join the Hamilton County, Boone County Drug Task Force. It's a task force of multiple officers that primarily participate in anti-narcotic type operations. The MOU has already been signed by the board of the Drug Task Force.
I'd move for approval of the interlocal agreement with Hamilton Boone County Drug Task Force.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Corey, how long has Boone been in conjunction with Hamilton County on the task force?
I don't know the exact date. I know we have had people there in the past, going back to at least like 1998.
Oh, okay.
So probably early 2000s, I would imagine.
I've always heard it referred to as the Hamilton County Drug Task Force.
Yes, Boone County, like I said, I don't know the exact date. I can find out,
No,
but
that's fine.
it's probably early 2000s that they entered in.
There's a motion, a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Corey.
Thank you.
Item 4, board to consider service agreement with O.W. Crone and Associates LLP as municipal advisors for Embrace Downtown bonds. Jeff Spalding. No, it's not.
Sorry, guys, you're missing out on Jeff. Good morning, Caitlin Kestner, Deputy Controller. Before you use an agreement with an existing vendor that is new to you but not new to the city. Every time we issue a bond, we do contract with a municipal advisor who has always been Crone for the history, probably 20 plus years, I would assume. And this municipal advisor makes sure that we get the best deal we can and acts as a fiduciary agent on our behalf. We have selected O.W. Crone for each of these bonds, and before you use their agreement for the upcoming Embrace Downtown bond, historically, the Controller's Office would sign off on these agreements, but we have recently reviewed our processes in accordance with the purchasing policy, and we will now, going forward, be bringing these to you to approve. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
We're going to be looking at a 20-year bond.
I believe so.
Any discussion?
I'd move for approval of the services agreement with O.W. Cronin Associates for the Embrace Downtown bonds.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 6, board to consider software licensing agreement with Novox. That's number 5. Let's do number 5 first.
I have another item.
No, I did 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5, board to consider service agreement with O.W. Crone Associates LLP for consulting services to the Office of Finance and Accounting. Caitlin.
This agreement is also with O.W. Crone, and it is for them to perform our annual financial services for 2026. These include their assistance on our annual comprehensive financial report and general consulting. We've worked with Crone for many, many years and have a very strong relationship with them, so I'm requesting approval of this agreement to continue these services in 2026.
I'd move for approval of the services agreement with O.W. Cronin Associates for consulting services.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Now we can do number 6.
Thank you.
Board to consider software licensing agreement with Novex LLC to replace CityWorks. Mike Morris.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm requesting that you guys approve our purchasing of a new software, Element XS. It's our asset management software. We've used CityWorks since 2009, but their prices have increased. Their user interface has not improved. We've looked at 4 different softwares, and between the utilities, the street department, GIS, and this is the one that we came up with.
Since everybody uses it, do you have a committee that selects this, or?
We had, what, 4 or 5 different people? 4 or 5
Okay.
different of us. I mean, a bunch of us looked at it, and then 4 or 5
From
decided
different
on it.
departments?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'd move for approval of the software licensing agreement with Novotex LLC.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Item 7, board to consider Dillon Park public-private agreement. Savannah Wines.
Good morning.
Morning.
At the last meeting, we held a public hearing and selected GM Development as the developer for the Dillon Park project. So since then, we've been working with them to come up with the framework for the public-private agreement, which is what we are asking for approval for today. And then once we have approval for that, we were able to move forward to finalize the design and the scope, which does not include anything related to disc golf. So we're asking for approval to move forward on this project.
Any discussion?
I'd move for approval of the Dillon Park public-private agreement.
Second.
There's a motion, a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 8, board consider street closure for North 16th Street at Grant Street from December 22nd, 2025 through January 2nd, 2026 for storm and sewer line separation. Renee.
Good morning.
Morning.
Before you is a request from SLB Pipe Solutions on behalf of the Utilities Department to separate the storm and sewer lines. They are requesting to close North 16th Street at the alley between Central and Grant. This work will be scheduled on December 22nd and will be completed by January 2nd. And please note, this work is being completed over the holiday break for the Noblesville school calendar.
That's huge.
Very huge.
Any discussion?
I move for the street closure for North 16th Street at Grant Street from December 22nd, 2025 through January 2nd, 2026 for storm and sewer line separation.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. On to item 9, board to consider extension of street closure for North 16th Street at Grant Street for storm and sewer line separation project. Renee.
Attached is a renewal request from SLB Pipe Solutions on behalf of the Utilities Department project to separate storm and sewer lines. This will involve a rolling closure of the intersections of North 14th Street between Central and North Streets. The estimated date of completion is March 31st, but I have been advised that Utilities is going to keep them to the original schedule of January 31st. I think SLB is just trying to be proactive.
Okay.
We anticipate it being reopened by January 31st.
How many extensions is this?
This will be the second one for this location.
Oh, okay.
Move for approval of the extension of the street closure for North 16th Street at Grant Street.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Renee. Item 10, board to consider permission to advertise for bids for 5 tandem dump trucks. James Alexander.
Good morning, Board.
Morning.
So before you today, first I have to apologize. I did not have time to submit the memo, so Patty was so gracious to submit that for me, so I know there's not much info in there about that. What we're doing today is looking for approval to submit out for bid for the tandem axle dump trucks that we currently have for our salt fleet. Those trucks we received in 2018, and by the time they get built and delivered to us, it'll be late next year. So they'll be pretty old by that point. The plan for the future is to do 5 this year, 5 next year, 5 the following year. We would normally do all of them at once, but due to all the financial uncertainty going on with SB1, we decided it was best to break it up into 3. Like I said, it is a full year build with current lead times, other people ahead of us on the build schedule, so it does take a while. I expect the cost this time to be around $1.25 million. We'll have approximately $50,000 in trade-in value for each of the 5 trucks. So that final cost, like I said, will be around $1.25 for this go-around. Now, in the future, we're gonna have new EPA regulations coming in for the 27 model years, which is gonna significantly increase. So next go-around, I expect to be a little higher. The reason we're replacing them, of course, is due to their extreme corrosion underneath the vehicles. The calcium chloride we use is extremely corrosive, much more corrosive than just salt. And the bottom of the trucks is basically just flaking away into nothingness. We spent over $100,000 just in repairs this past year just to try to limp them along to get through. And that does not include maintenance costs. That is only repairs. So it is my request to you to go out to bid for 5 new tandem trucks.
And then 5 the following year, and 5 the following year, and they're all 2018s?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're gonna limp some along for another 2, close to 3 years.
We are, hopefully.
All 15 were purchased in 2018?
We have 13 now. We're increasing the fleet by 2, but yes, they were all delivered at the same time.
I'd move for approval of permission to advertise for bids for the 5 tandem dump trucks.
Second?
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, James. Item 11, board to consider approval to purchase a new Manitou telehandler. Kristen Parker.
Good morning.
Good morning.
At the December 2nd meeting, we opened bids for a new telehandler for the utilities. We received 2 bids. The utilities is requesting to purchase from Wright Implement at a cost of $201,000. They were the lowest, most responsive and responsible bid.
Yes, they were.
Make a motion to approve the purchase of the new Manitou telehandler.
Second?
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Item 12, board to consider on-call service agreement with HWC Engineers, Inc. Andrew Rodewald.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is another one of our standard on-call agreements, this with HWC Engineering. We plan to, the main task that we plan to use this for is for a trail gap analysis throughout the city. So kind of a secondary step for the alternative transportation plan that's being wrapped up is to look for, these are small connection pieces that exist, so not your big, long Midland Trace type of thing, but just little pieces that have not gotten constructed yet. So they would go through, identify all those, and then prioritize them so we can look at a funding over, year after year for getting those smaller projects done.
Move for approval of the services agreement with HWC Engineering.
Second?
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. Item 13, board to consider change order number 1 with ENB Paving for the 2025 street rehab contract 3. Deanna Cho.
Good morning, Board.
Morning.
This is a change order on contract 3, 25 street rehab. We added additional signage and pavement markings for the Innovation Mile area, so we were close to opening and getting that done. And it also includes additional work for the reconstruction of East 146th Street.
Any discussion?
Move for approval of change order number 1 with ENB Paving for the 2025 street rehab.
Second?
Motion.
Contract 3.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 14, board to consider on-call service agreement with Homer Tree Service, Inc.
Again, good morning, Board. This is for an agreement with Homer Tree Services. We've talked to the street department with their tree trimming and all that. With the upcoming construction that we have, we feel like we need an additional services to help them get through it. So, and that's what it's for, is the tree trimming and removal and early clearing for the projects that we have coming up.
And we've used the tree service past several years.
Yes, sir, we've
Because
used,
we can't keep up with it.
yeah, with Tri-State, yeah, so, I mean, and then here it gets better, possibly get better bids on it too, when we do them, so.
Move to approve the on-call services agreement with Homer Tree Service.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Board.
Thanks, Deanna. Item 15, board to consider and approve the amendment number 1 to Jack Lorry Group Service Agreement for the Forest Park Inn Overlook and Main Rooms Project.
Hi, Board.
Charlie.
Charlie Elliott, Assistant Director of Parks Department. So we had Jack Lorry Group come out, and they initially gave us a bid to replace the floor. Just this last week, they came out and moisture tested our slab.
and found out that it won't accept, due to the level of moisture in the slab, it won't accept the glue that we were initially going to use. So there's a little bit of remediation there, and this was unforeseen. So we've got a $20,000 change order to put really like a moisture barrier over the slab so that it'll evaporate out the bottom instead of out of the top. And then we'll be able to put the floor that we always wanted back on.
We should just get more chip mounts and they can have little tunnels underneath there.
I think I could show you some.
I bet. Any discussion?
Move for approval of the amendment to number 1 to Jack Laurie Group Service Agreement for the Forest Park Inn.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.
Is there any further business in front of the board today? Seeing none, we are adjourned. Thank you for attending.